Hello and welcome to this Jane's Weather Update. It is a Friday, May 10th, and there's a lot going on over the eastern parts of the country and also a system coming into the southwest. Now, this one here is our next significant rain system. It affected the interior. It's affecting very southern parts of Queensland, a lot of New South Wales, and this time it is coming down into Victoria, all very slowly moving eastwards. Over in the west, the first strong cold front of the season is popping up. That's coming in later today, so it's showers and thunderstorms, potentially severe. Otherwise, we've got high pressure that is controlling our weather. So let's take a look at what we've got here. So over the next 8 days, here are the remains of this significant rain system, very slowly moving eastwards as it goes across the weekend and then dries up early next week. It does have some falls here in Victoria. Not all of Victoria will be seeing it. Over in the west, here is the cold front coming through, and then there is the potential for another system coming in up through here while everything else quietens down. So let's take a look at day by day. Here we have, I'll just pop back up to this one here. This is why it is happening. We've got high pressure here that is cradling the latest trough that is moving down through the eastern states. That one has an injection of energy and also an injection of moisture. So that together is working to produce those heavy falls. Now it is to the east of the trough, which isn't marked well in through here. It's really back in through here. So all of that is moving eastwards, but it goes slowly because it is cradled by the high pressure system in through here. Here's the strong cold front coming up to the southwest. So day one, which is Friday, here are the main falls today in through here, arriving at the coast later on. At the moment, there's some showers moving through in there, but the rain should arrive later. Here's the cold front coming up to the southwest, showers and thunderstorms. As we move into Saturday, here it moves in through here. It moves northwards across Victoria, moving eastwards across New South Wales and southern Queensland there too. Whereas the cold front, very quick. It is all over by the morning, moving away down to the south. Heading into Sunday, here we have that moving eastwards. It was after big falls on the New South Wales coast as we move through the day on Saturday. Here, clearing Victoria, not much for Tasmania. Tasmania's missing out on this one. There is another cold front coming up into the southwest later on Sunday. Okay, heading into Monday, we see that one doesn't do very much, but it does kick off a new weather system that is going to impact these parts in through here and could have interesting movement eastwards later on. I'll get to that in a sec. But by Monday, it is pretty much all over from this significant weather system. And Tuesday, we're just moving into a fairly dry pattern through here, very stable, thanks to high pressure, which is likely to start ridging up the coast and stop those onshore showers day after day after day, as we have seen. Meanwhile, here is this interesting system that's building in the west, and there it is there as we move through next week. Now, having a look at this one here, a couple of models have it. Again, this is how the first significant rain system started. The second one that we're in now, here is the potential for the third. So we'll get to details about that in a second, but otherwise things really do calm down for the east coast there. Okay, let's have a look week by week. So this is Monday onwards. So it's missing the rain over the weekend. It's when things calm down over as we start the next week. And you'll notice there's a lot of warm anomalies on here. So we may be moving into a slightly warmer than average pattern next week. There is a little bit of cool that is lingering here for South Australia, but otherwise a lot of red on this map here. Looking at the rain equivalent, so Monday for the week following that, here is that wet weather coming in through here. So we're missing the cold fronts. That was on the weekend. We're back into a dry pattern there. But here is the rainfall that the models are showing in through here. And here is this one. So that would be later on next week. Otherwise, a bit of a dry return for these parts here. And the coast may calm down a little bit. So we're keeping an eye on this one here and also this one here. Let's move through to week 2. So that begins on the 20th of May. You'll notice there are warm anomalies pretty much right across the country as we go into week 2. Having a look at the rainfall part of that, interesting. We've got this one that was coming in through here. Maybe that is likely to spread further eastwards and also down into the southwest. So something could be coming up in through there. Over in the east, that is the potential for yet another rain system to be popping up. So we saw it brewing just in through here, and then in week 2, perhaps spreading out and moving as they seem to do. Now, you'll notice that there's brown anomalies down through here, so perhaps this third one won't be coming down to Victoria, certainly won't be coming down into Tasmania, but maybe this is more of a northern New South Wales and a Queensland system as it comes through. So that's in week 2 and something to keep an eye on as we get closer to that one. Okay, what is driving all of this? We have a look at SAM, which talks about, is it troughs and lows or is it cold fronts coming up? We've had our first strong cold front. It hit the west rather than the southeast, so that's where that one peaked, and this is a fairly neutral outlook as we move through. If we look at the MJO, it did a little bit of a drive-by here, so Queensland picked up an extra bit of moisture, and that is what is feeding this significant rain system we have here. So that's from the tropics, but also from the incredibly warm Tasman Sea that's feeding this current system moving in. Where is this one going? This is our pulse of energy around the tropics, so we can see making a beeline for over here. So this could mean that the next system that sets up, we saw that building over the interior and then spreading through, may not have as much moisture to play with. It could still have the incredibly warm Tasman Sea as a source, but in terms of the tropics, it may be less influence. So we'll keep that in mind as the next system comes in. Let's have a look at our sea surface temperatures anomalies. Sea surface temperature anomalies. That's a hard one to say. And this is how much warmer or cooler the surface of the ocean is. Things are happening out in the Pacific Ocean. We have a look at this box in through here, and we are starting to see blue not only just appear, but it's starting to do its wiggly line as it does. So this is us transitioning into the other phase. This is La Nina on its way. Still months away, but we're seeing more of the development of us heading in that direction. It's supported by a lot of cold water that is just under the surface, but here we are seeing it appearing on the surface now and building in through here too. Over in the Indian Ocean, a very orange box in through there, orange to red, not offset by blues in through here. So when we have all of the orange out through there, that indicates that moisture is pushed away from Australia. That's only if it has counteractive blues in through here. If we've got oranges in through here, that doesn't allow it to get to its full strength. It's part of the equation, not the entire thing. However, this one here near Indonesia has popped up over the last week. That is something to keep an eye on because we'll skip straight to the Indian Ocean models. Here we are. We've been there for 6, almost 8 weeks now, but it just came out. So that won't be declared a positive Indian Ocean dipole yet because it didn't quite go that length of period that the Bureau needs. But here we have seen that it has been there. Now we know that we've got this box that is very firmly orange. We've got that. Here, we don't have the corresponding blue yet. However, this could be it building something to watch, and that is why all of the models are going through this sort of pattern. So this is telling us each and every model is predicting a positive Indian Ocean dipole that drives the moisture away from Australia. So it means from the Indian Ocean, we would have less moisture available to feed our weather system. So those northwest cloud bands are less juicy and bring less rain to the south when they finally move through. Okay, let's have a look at the Pacific Ocean. We know that we've got our blue starting to come in through here. The yellow is definitely weakening. Excuse me. And here we have it. We've come out of that a couple of weeks ago. That was in early April. That's when we crossed the threshold. We are sitting just under that one now. All of the modelling has us heading in this direction. We've got 1, 2, 3 models that go across in late June or in July. So that's into La Nina territory. We've got the next model hinting at it from August, but going across probably in October. And the remaining 3 are heading in this direction, but not quite near that threshold yet. So that tells us we are heading in that direction. We know we've got those cold temperatures under the surface. We're seeing it appearing. And what's happening in the Pacific Ocean is this one here turns blue. We still have lots of oranges off here. That means that moisture is able to send from the Pacific, so it is transferred towards Australia. It is an enhanced source of moisture, and that means as we go through spring and summer, there is more moisture to play with as our weather systems come through. This is particularly for eastern Australia. Okay, so that's our having a look at what's happening over the next couple of months. Let's have a look over the next couple of days. I've picked Sydney today because important to note that it doesn't actually begin raining there until late this afternoon. So the Bureau has it for some reason on from this morning, not quite sure why, that's not what the models are saying. So if you do need to go out and do something in Sydney, you've got the day to do it. It doesn't start until later. So let's move through time here. Here is our big wet day, 10 to 83 millimetres across all the different models. Let's expand that out. It is each and every one that has wet weather coming in through there. There could be the potential for some big falls. So it is a wet Saturday in Sydney. Let's jump ahead 48 millimetres as the average. On Sunday, 13 millimetres. One still has 27, but it is a reduction, and it sort of gets better as the afternoon goes on into the evening. However, I wanted to show you, we go through Monday, there's a little bit more to come through. But heading into next week, these numbers are right down. That is as high pressure ridges its way up the east coast, so no longer in an onshore airflow, no more of those stream showers coming in. There's the odd one there, but not an enhanced effort. So Sydney, things will get better as we go into next week. Let's have a look over in the southwest of the country. I picked up Perth this morning. This shows us that we have showers and thunderstorms. Let's spread this out so we can take a look at today. I like to click on that because it gives you midday and it puts it in the middle of the screen for you. We've got a burst of them coming through here into the early afternoon, and then another burst of them into the late afternoon and tonight. So that's when the two bursts are going to come through. There's a trough and then a cold front coming in. So that moves into there, but as we go through Saturday, it dries up in the early hours, hardly anything left by tomorrow morning, and then we're back to dry. And if you have a look at these temperatures here, 28, 29, 29, 30, 29, that's that warmth that we saw on this map here, particularly there. It is a warm and dry week for Perth after we've got this moving through. Now we had this coming in on a Sunday. There we are, just one model coming in. The chance of storms with that one too as it comes in, but that was with that cold front as it came through before we have our warm and dry next week. That's it from me here at Jane's Weather. I will see you again next week.